Sometimes, the toughest decisions in football don't happen under the stadium lights, they happen quietly, behind closed doors, with little warning to the fans. Imagine a moment when loyalty, strategy, and cold business sense collide, forcing a team to make choices that can shatter friendships and reshape a season. But first, if you like to stay up to date on all things Chicago Bears, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Only 1% of fans who watch have subscribed, so come on, it's quick and easy, sign up. Thanks. What if a familiar face you've come to root for suddenly vanished from the roster, replaced by names you barely know? That's the kind of move that sparks heated debates, tests long-held beliefs, and challenges the way we think a team should operate. And while many might rush to label it as ruthless or short-sighted, others will see it as the kind of decisive action that keeps a team alive in a brutal league. Chicago's latest roster shakeup didn't come out of nowhere, it was the direct result of a tough outing against Miami, where the backup secondary was exposed and special teams fell flat. That game wasn't just a loss on the scoreboard, it was a reality check. Poor coverage on punts and kicks left glaring holes, and the coaches knew something had to give. So, rather than patching the leaks with the same crew, they made a bold move: bring in an entirely fresh set of defensive backs. This wasn't about small tweaks, it was about sending a message that sloppy execution has no place if the Bears want to keep up in a ruthless NFC. In a move that looked more like a mini free agency blitz, the Bears signed 4 new defensive backs in one swoop: Mekhi Garner, Millard Bradford, Mark Perry, and Kaleb Hayes. None of them are household names, but each brings a unique background and a shot to prove they belong. The priority here isn't just defense, it's fixing special teams, which stumbled hard against Miami. Chicago clearly wants versatility, guys who can cover kicks, fill in at safety or corner, and step up if another injury hits. The message to the locker room? Competition is here, and no spot is guaranteed. Of course, to make room for new talent, someone had to go. That meant waiving backup kicker Jonathan Kim, injured safety Major Burns, and, perhaps the most talked about, cut wide receiver John Jackson, a close friend of quarterback Caleb Williams from their USC days. Jackson had been hanging on with practice squad stints, but the NFL doesn't run on sentiment. This was a moment where personal ties collided with the business side of football, and the Bears chose roster needs over chemistry. For fans, it's a bittersweet reminder that relationships can be strong, but winning demands even stronger decisions. One name on the new list came with an interesting backstory: Millard Bradford. The former Saints safety shares history with Bears defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, though Bradford's NFL snaps only came after Allen's departure as head coach. Still, the connection was enough to open the door. Bradford, like the others, has limited pro experience, but that doesn't mean he's just a filler piece. Coaches value trust, and even a past acquaintance can be the edge a player needs to earn a shot in a crowded roster battle. This is where relationships can quietly tip the scales, just not in the way Caleb Williams might have hoped for his friend. The rest of Chicago's new arrivals share a common thread: persistence. Mekhi Garner spent 2 years mostly on the Eagles' practice squad, slipping into a few regular season and playoff games. Kaleb Hayes bounced between NFL teams without seeing game action, before making a name in the UFL with the Michigan Panthers. Mark Perry has been a brief stop for multiple franchises: Patriots, Titans, but never stuck long enough to suit up. They're all walking into Chicago with one mission: seize this chance before the door closes again. In a league where careers can be over in a blink, this kind of hunger can turn a depth signing into an unexpected breakout. So here's the real question: did the Bears just make the kind of bold mid-season roster change that will spark a defensive turnaround, or will we look back and wonder if cutting ties, especially with someone close to their star quarterback, was a mistake? Is this a smart play for long-term stability, or just a desperate shuffle after a bad Sunday? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear where you stand on this. And if you want to stay ahead of every twist in Chicago's season, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next move could be even bigger.